to I don't know what episode of Chilling with the NY Warriors. That's right, guys. My apologies. Bear with me. I just had some internet issues. I had to literally. This is my second stream. I had to reboot a few times. You guys know how it is when it comes to StreamYard and all that and internet stuff and Google. But everyone's here, you know. I'm gonna go down the line real quick before I get to the chat. Just want to introduce my panel members, and we'll take it from there. So I'm gonna start off with my left, Jeff Johnson, the mayor.
What's up, people? We are back. We sacrificed the goats and the lambs and the virgins and everything, so we are here. How's everybody doing? Doing great. Let's get this show started.
All right, good to hear from you, Jeff. Next, we got a special guest. A man is no stranger to the YouTube comic community. We got Strictly Comics in the house. Edwin.
Love that horn, man. Thank you so much for having me. Big E's, it's good to be here and talk about something pretty awesome that we're doing, second annual, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate you doing this.
Definitely, man. So you already know you're already a friend of the NY Warriors. You're always welcome, and yeah, man, it's a pleasure. All right. Manny's on mute right now because he's taking care of something real quick, but he's here. You already know. We're going to go to Market 316.
What's up, all? Merry Easel to all. And we're going to have a nice show tonight. And yeah, can't wait. So, yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about. We're gonna have some fun.
Right. All right. And then we have our special guest, which is no strangers. He's an honorary member of the NY Warriors already. This is probably like, his fifth time with us already. We have
something like that,
right?
Yeah.
Something like that, right? About your fifth time. This is Steve Borock, president and founder of CBCS, also a member of the board of the Hero Initiative. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks for having me, and thanks to Strictly Comics for doing this. This is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome. It's awesome. The charity was awesome. I can't believe how much last year, how much funds were put together. Yeah. Impressive amount. But before we get into the Heroes Initiative and the auctions that Strictly's doing, let me just go to the chat. I want to apologize to the chat because they were with us here from earlier and I had to go through the second stream, so I want to give them their proper shout outs for joining us. We have Nemo Comics in the house, AG Surfer in the house, Text the Collector, Comically Flawed, BXPR Collector. We have Big Lion Cat 646. We have Carlos 189. We have Joe Crocet in the house. Who else? We have Daniel Wybera. Who else joined us? Agu Ramos is in the house. Comics for All People #1. Universe X, Sean Richards, Mr. Comic Covers, Tony NY Jr., Jigs Kingdom, and Johnny Dakota. Guys, thanks for joining us. This discussion is going to be all about the Hero Initiative, what they stand for, what they're about, what is it that they do, just in case you guys don't know. So I'm going to just start off real quick with the first question to Steve. Steve, just some basic answer, a little basic thing. What is the Hero Initiative, in case anyone out there doesn't really know what it is?
Well, basically, it's to help create a financial safety net for comic creators who need emergency medical aid, financial support for life. These people brought us so much joy, and they didn't get paid, especially the older ones, what they were worth. Since the inception of Hero Initiative, which was actually called Actor at the beginning, a commitment to our roots, we've been really fortunate. We've donated more than $1 million of much needed aid, and it's all been fueled by contributions. It's a chance for us all to give something back to the people who've given us so much enjoyment. This is really, personal to me. It's why I joined the board. If somebody gave me enjoyment, how can I see them suffer? It's a horrible thing. We've had some, really, really troubling problems in the past, and we've helped out people like Gene Colan, Josh Meadows, Ralph Reese, Steve Gerber, Russ Heath, and many, many others.
Wow, that's impressive. I know you also helped out Michael Turner.
Oh yeah,
more the more modern guys. George Perez.
Yep, absolutely.
And George Perez he's on the members board, right? So you get to see him on the regular. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the board is a pretty hefty sum. I mean, Jim McLaughlin is the president. I'm on the board, of course, but I'm not anybody important. Brian Polito, Joe Quesada, Mark Wade, Howard Chaykin, Denny O'Neill, George Perez, as you mentioned, John Romita Sr., Walt Simonson, Roy Thomas, Jim Valentino. It's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's just been so fantastic, the ride. We've done so much with so little, but it's all because of people like you guys. Even if it's $1, it adds up, and it's really great. But mostly creators help out quite a bit.
Wow.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I know going to the cons like East Coast, you see people like Joe Jusko.
Yeah.
They won't charge you for a signature or anything. They just want you to make a donation, and it's great. Every time I'm there, I always make a donation, so it's cool. I really love what they're doing.
Hmm.
Yeah, just like in the chat, Joe Crochet said that's some list of who's who. You know,
Yeah.
there's definitely a who's who list of the members. How often do you guys meet? Like, is it like an annual thing or?
Oh, this annual meeting. Whoever can make it goes. Because of family issues, I can't make the meeting this December. But we also have small get-togethers at conventions, and then we have email strings constantly. Who to help out, how to raise the money, all sorts of things. So it's kind of cool to me. Like I'm on a email string with George Perez and Walt Simonson. I'm in fanboy heaven. And we
Yeah, I was about to say, would it be funny? I mean, you just wake up one morning and all of a sudden you get an email from George Perez like, "Hey, can you help me out?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what happens. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And like you said, you mentioned Brian Polito. I've met him. He's a great guy. I talk to him here and there. What he's doing now with it, with his Lady Death, with the Kickstarters and everything. I'm so happy for him being back to where he was back in the day, because I was a big fan of Chaos Comics and all that. And when he filed Chapter 11, that just broke me, man. I was like, man. But I'm glad he's back on track and he's just doing great and joined the Heroes Initiative and all that. And I think Billy Tucci's on there too, right?
I think Billy Tucci helps us. I don't think he's on the board.
Oh, he's not on the board, but I know he promotes you guys too and everything.
Oh, sure. There's so many creators that promote us and help us. Like you mentioned, that people put out a jar and say, don't pay me for my autograph.
Yeah.
Just put money in the jar.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many creators that do that. And I can't thank them enough. It's fantastic. They don't have to do that. They can make money for themselves. But what they're doing is they're really helping people who came before them or the people who are with them now that actually need help.
Yeah.
So we have a good question in the chat about the Heroes Initiative. This is from Text to Collector. He says, does any of the comic publishers help to donate?
Yes, they do. I mean, Joe Quesada is on the board, right?
Yeah.
So, Marvel, right?
Marvel, yeah.
And they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Some people don't want to be, recognized for anything. Okay. So they do a lot behind the scenes. It's really fantastic.
Nice.
I had a question for Steve. I was actually just curious. I don't think I ever asked you this before, but how were you able to join the board and what moved you? Why did you want to be a part of that for the Hero Initiative?
Well, I think I've mentioned this in the podcast before. I'm a big believer in charity. I do a lot with St. Jude's as well. I always believed that if I ever needed charity, I would take it. So then I better give it while I can. Mm-hmm. And not just money, but your time. Mm-hmm. Time is really important. You don't have to have money to help out. You just need to help out. So I was talking to Jim McLaughlin, the president, and we're friends. And I said, look, I'd love to help out. I was with our competitor at the time and said, what can we do for you? And we said, let's certify the books that you're selling for free. And he said, that sounds like a great idea. He asked me if I wanted to join the board. I was kind of flabbergasted. But of course, I said yes, without hesitation. And that's basically what happened.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Cool. That's really cool.
That's an awesome invitation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How long has the initiative been running for?
I think since 2001.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's about right.
18 years, 19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about to go on 19 years. That's great.
That's really cool.
Chad RCG wants to know: do you have literature available to put out at the booths at LCSs? I think they do have a website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, heroinitiative.org.
There you go.
I'm actually looking on it right now, and there's actually 14 creators that they were actually able to help this year. If you go onto the website and go to the about, there's testimonials that they have of each person that they helped out so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if somebody wants to, they can just contact the Hero Initiative, and if they want flyers to their table, we'll send them out.
I know there's one artist. I can't pronounce his last name, but Fabian
Mm-hmm.
Nunez or something like that. The guy who did New Warriors. Yes, my New Warriors. Well, every time at his table, he always have like stickers or stuff like that about the Hero Initiative. So,
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't do that 4.5 though. He had
nah,
mint.
that was all me, Manny. That was all me.
Oh, man.
So you know what? I have one more question. This one, I may have another question, but this one's for Edwin. So, Edwin, this is your second year doing the Hero Initiative auction. What what made you decide that? Because you just came out of nowhere with that last year, I remember, and it turned out really a huge thing.
Yeah, for people who don't know me, I actually have a background in charity and nonprofit ministry. Actually, what I went to school for, 501c3. I wasn't really working at the time when I came up with the idea. It was actually in 2017, but it was too short notice for me to do it. So when I met up with Legend at the Fan Expo Dallas in 2018, I presented the idea to him, and he was all for it, as well as everybody else who was there with us hanging out at the con. And that's kind of where it started at. And I really wasn't set on doing it again this year because it is a lot of work. Yeah. For those who don't know, it is a lot of work. Okay? Oh, yeah. I'm not just sitting behind the computer doing this, but I'm also making phone calls. I'm reaching out to people. I'm driving to almost all the donors, trying to meet them where they're at instead of getting them to come halfway or come to where I am. But it's a lot of work involved, and it's just, when you think about the Christmas time, you tend to almost naturally think about other people than yourself. And, it truly is much more blessed to give than to receive. And, when I thought about that, I was like, you know what, let's do this. Let's see what happens. Let's see where it goes. And of course, the entire community came together and supported it. And like Steve was saying earlier, it isn't just cash. And I knew that. As far as a donation, I was like, you know what? We all have pops. We all have books. We all have slabs, ribs, and art, all this other stuff that we don't necessarily need. And a lot of times as we evolve in our collecting, there's some things that we want and other things that we don't need. And so I was reaching out to people, asking them if they could donate an item rather than cash. And they did, because a lot of us as collectors, a lot of us get things much more below what the actual value or retail value is at the time. And so it's not that big of a sacrifice. And so everybody in the community came together. They donated, and of course, everybody knows last year we raised over $10,000 for the Hero Initiative. This year we've done $2,000 already. We had a pretty big donation from Clayton Crane himself, who donated at Fan Expo Dallas earlier this year. He's probably not going to remember, but he donated a slab that we actually sold last night. It sold for about $400. It was original artwork. Yeah, it was original artwork with Venom. It was a CBCS 9.6. We had Sam De La Rosa. He donated some sketch art.
Sam is the sweetest guy.
Yeah, he donated last year as well. I run into him pretty often at these cons, and he's a really, really good guy. And of course, shout out really to all the NY Warriors, because once word got out that I was doing it, Marky and Manny were actually the first ones on board to donate something. And yeah, there's Marky's donation right there. But yeah, man, the community once again just started to come together, and I got a lot of other people to reach out to, and it's going to be great this year. So that's pretty much the reason why I wanted to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't make it to last night's auction, but I'll be on the next one. And then on the next one, I guess we'll do all the NY Warrior stuff, and also my stuff that I pulled out. Also, I haven't shown it yet, but I'll show it live on the when we do the show. So real quick, guys, just a reminder, real quick. Let me just show you guys when the next two auctions are. So here we go. So Heroes Initiative Charity Auction. The next one will be December 22nd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And it'll be at Strictly Comics YouTube channel, guys. So that's the flyer, guys. I know you've seen it all over social media. So here's your chance right now. Mark it in your calendars. The 22nd, and then the last one of the year will be on the 29th. On Strictly Comics' YouTube channel.
Yep, and 100% of the proceeds will be going to the Hero Initiative. We got at least 30 donations already. And actually, if anybody's interested in donating anything else, just send me an email at strictlycomics@gmail.com. If you're interested, the only thing I need from you is just a picture and the condition, and then your commitment to send it out. You don't actually have to physically send me your donation.
Yeah. And so real quick in the chat, there was a question there from Comically Flawed. I have no idea anything about this, Steve. I think this is referring to you. If he asks if you can talk a little bit about the Captain America 100 project. I'm not sure what that is. Is that
that's where we get all the artists to draw on a blank cover, and all the proceeds go to the Hero Initiative. So if you see a blank cover floating around, it's illegal, basically. It's one that got out. CBCS will not certify that. But it's really great. All the artists come together, and whether it's Neil Adams or Rich Koslowski, they all draw their own depiction of Captain America or Captain America fighting somebody. And it started with the Spider-Man 100 project many, many years ago. And it's been a success. We auction it off, and they sell for lots of money.
Oh, I remember that time that I submitted that Hero Initiative. It was a Justice League. I think it was number 50, and it had Hero Initiative on the cover. And at the time I didn't know what was going on with that cover, and they rejected it. And then I was like, what? Why would they reject this? What's going on? And then I called and they told me why they rejected it. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Because I found that in a dollar bin in Midtown Comics. They had like a sale, like a big warehouse sale. And it was in a dollar bin, and I just took it. I was like, ooh, nice. And I believe the cover is rare too. The inside cover. I think it's like a Jim Lee cover. And you know what? I gave that to somebody as a because it was already sketched on by Joe Stanton, but I probably should have just held on to it and but at the time we wasn't doing this Hero Initiative thing. I probably could have just donated it.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot of donations already. and like I know I told you this, Steve, off air, but just for the chat, 90% of all the slabs that we've gotten so far this year have all been CBCS comics.
Yes.
So that's a big jump up from last year, because last year was about a 40-60 ratio. And actually, Steve this year, last year he donated some 2-day, I think it was turnaround modern grading fees. This year he's actually donating 5 modern grading fees, which is $19.75 on up, to be auctioned off, which I'll probably do this Sunday. So CBCS and Steve Borock is going to be donating that to the cause. So definitely check us out, guys, at Strictly Comics on YouTube. It will be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central this Sunday and the following Sunday. And if things continue to go like they have been, I will probably continue every Sunday on into January until we have all of the donations auctioned off.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit off air, Edwin, and it's like you guys out there donate a lot to this. So Edwin's got a full plate there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What are you up
Everybody
to? What are your numbers up to? Like how much you made so far? If you don't mind answering that.
Of what we've done so far this year?
Yeah, how much have you raised already?
Yeah, Justin sent me the Word document. I haven't looked at it, but he told me it's we raised over 2,000 already.
Oh wow!
So that's just on paper. I still have to verify and make sure that everybody who paid for the items in PayPal, they sent me the money. Mm-hmm. Also, he's having an issue right now with PayPal. They're not releasing the funds. Yeah, he had an issue, so I'm waiting on that and a couple of other things. But yeah, so far on paper, we've had over $2,000 raised so far.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's just fantastic.
And I think you post some pictures on Instagram of what was donated and what's going to be showing up and everything. And besides what I got, I know mine's peanuts compared to what you've been showing. And I'm like, oh wow, people are gonna get a nice book that they've been wanting, and it's going to go to a good cause. So it's like you're helping someone's collection, and you're also helping the artists out there, and it's a great feeling, So.
Yeah, and it all counts. I do ask that. Last year I had like a cap. I was trying to ask people to donate something that was about $100 to $150 in retail. This year I'm not doing that. I just ask that people give their best. One thing I'm not really looking for is I'm not really looking for like a bunch of $25 and $1 books. And it's just really because it's a waste, and I'm not a waste, but our time is limited. Last night I went way much longer than I should have. And actually, I want to apologize to people because I had to go back and look. And I think we took about 20 minutes just on the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill and G.I. Joe #1. And I was doing something. I was in and out. And I just really want to apologize to you guys for having the auction going for 20 minutes just on those 2 items. But the time is limited. I want to try to respect.
You got to run a clock.
Well, I wanted to avoid the clock this year because I know that people. Here's why. Chad RCG did his Friday. He had that Peyton Manning signed ball with the COA. It went for $70, and I just felt like it really. I felt like it really went way under what it should have, and
that's too cheap.
Yeah, and so I'm like, you know what? Forget that timer, man, because a lot of times when we do these auctions, and I know the longer it sits, people actually will see the lag, not just the lag, but people will see something that's been on for a while because they're in and out doing something. And then all of a sudden they bid on it just when we're getting ready to close it. And then all of a sudden you start to see a little bit of a battle going between a couple, 2 or 3 people. So I don't want to, because we're about raising money, guys. I'm not really set on a timer. I do want to respect people's time, but I'm not going to do the timer this year, except for get your crap in timer, like how Legend calls it, when I just kind of feel like not a lot of action is actually going on anymore on a particular item.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, you should. I mean, the people should just know, like, yo, just bid, man. Just bid until you feel comfortable that you could afford
exactly
to pay for it.
Yeah.
And it's happened.
Don't let it linger. Like,
many
don't
times
let
with
them
us.
linger.
Yeah. It's happened many times with us. I mean, every time we say, okay, 30 seconds and all that stuff. And when did the bids cuts start coming in? 1 second. And then, boom, because everybody's, oh, you said a minute ago. I'm like, oh, you know, it's just lag. Everybody getting in last second. And it's like, oh, damn, this book is up. And they're hearing something that we said 5 minutes ago. So it does happen. But, you know, like what Manny said, if you really want the book, don't wait until the last second. Just bid and put your bid in. You get outbidded, bid again. If you want to stop, stop. You know, there is nobody's forcing anybody.
They gotta understand it. This ain't like eBay and like some other auction
exactly
stuff. Like you need to like, if you know what your price is for that book, then you should just put it in. Just put your price in, and then if you get outbid, then the book wasn't for you. That's it, man.
But you know what? I mean, yeah, bid, but don't go over your budget. Okay, we all know this is Christmas time and stuff like that, and we all donate during the holidays. I mean, just bid what you can afford. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all pretty much.
And Pope Service actually asked a question. He said, "Can you eBay certain items?" Pope, actually, if you go to the eBay Hero Initiative, has an eBay page where actually they're constantly putting items up for sale, where all of the proceeds actually go towards the Hero Initiative. So definitely check that out.
I remember
and they're really cool items too. This is not
they are
very unique
dollar items. Very cool items.
I've seen them at AceCon a couple of years. Well, when it was here in Long Island. Steve was there. They had like a little table, and they always have like comics. They have like signed comics and stuff. And I picked up 2 Nick Cardis.
Yeah, I remember you showed me that, man. I was like, oh, nice. That was awesome. That was really cool.
So Nick was seen him at the con.
Was a great guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember one year went on the eBay site when Brian Polito was getting back in the Lady Death and all that stuff. He did a lot of sketch covers with certain of his artists and everything, and they were really nice artworks. And I was like, but they all went for charity and all that. Even I tried to bid on them, and like Manny said, I put him the highest price that I can go to, and I forget it. That was blown out after a minute, you know. But they were really high quality sketch works that he got to do, Lady Death and everything like that. That was really cool. So there's a lot of good goodies on the eBay site also. So you know, it's all good. It all goes to the Hero Initiative. So win-win.
I have a question, guys. Do any celebrities, like donate or participate in it? Because I was just thinking back in my mind, somebody like Kevin Smith would be like, I don't know, I just think he'll be interested in something like this.
Yeah, we've worked with Kevin Smith before, actually. And also I'm losing his name, Hellboy, movie.
Oh, Magnola.
Oh, Mike Magnola.
Mike Magnola,
the actor.
No, the director.
Del Toro.
Del Toro.
Yeah.
Yes, he was on the board until it blew up, and he just couldn't put the time in to be on the board anymore. So yeah, a lot of celebrities help out too.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think I would consider Eastman a celebrity. Didn't Eastman donate some artwork as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And if anybody wants to go to my Instagram at Strictly Comics, Saturday and Sunday, I will be posting everything that will be in the auction that particular week. We might not get to everything, but I will post everything that I'm going to try to get to on Saturday and Sunday, just again to respect people's time so they're not just guessing what's going to be up for auction and what's not.
Nice.
If you guys read the chat, he said Roman Curtis said don't bid like you got Jeff Johnson type money.
Nah. I wish I had Jeff Johnson type money.
Jeff Johnson don't even have Jeff Johnson type money.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Anyone have any more questions about the Hero Initiative?
Yeah, seriously, guys. I mean, we got Edwin here, we got Steve here. Ask away.
Actually, I wanted to ask you, Steve. I know some of these guys, at least me, like to hear stories of people that you helped. I know Michael Turner comes up a lot. Do you have any particular story of a specific need that was met through the Hero Initiative?
Well, yeah. I mean, Steve Gerber, creator of Howard the Duck, he was very sick. We had to find a place by the hospital for him to live. There's so many stories. The best thing to do is to go to theheroinitiative.org and read about them. Basically, I'm on the part of the board that just brings in the money. I do not figure out where the money goes. So you're better off, going to theheroinitiative.org for all that kind of stuff.
No, I got you. I mean, we know you're extremely busy right now with CBCS, and I just didn't know if you know off the top of your head something, because I know a lot of these guys have such an attachment to our creators. But yeah. I mentioned that before. If anybody wants to check out the testimonials, just go to heroinitiative.org, and there's actually quite a few of them. There was already 14 this year that they were able to help out. If anybody's interested, heroinitiatives.org.
Well, how big is the company? I know you mentioned the board and everything, but I mean, how big is this company, the Hero Initiative? I mean, is it just like in the U.S.? Is it worldwide?
Well,
How
I mean, we
big
get
is it?
donations wide, but what's really nice about the Hero Initiative, one of the things I loved about it when I joined, was we only have 2 employees, and they don't get paid a lot of money. They only started getting health care a couple of years ago. It's Jim and Christina who run Hero, basically.
Yeah.
But our office is like the local coffee shop, right? So we don't pay rent. Everything goes to the creators in need, and that's what's so important. And everybody else donates their time, energy, and their talent.
That for people to understand, that means that none of your donations are wasted on office space,
Employees and stuff like that.
A Lamborghini pulling up, something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
All going to a good,
Right.
all going to the artists, all going to charity.
Yeah.
and
It's a real
not being
charity.
wasted.
Sure. I mean, anytime I give money to charity or time to charity, I check them out. So it's not like the Wounded Warrior Project, which was a scam, right? And like you said, nobody's driving a Lamborghini.
Yeah, it's not a charity company where it needs a CEO attached to it that's making $400,000 a year
Exactly.
for being the CEO of the charity.
Right. The money goes to where it's supposed to, and that's what's
Yeah.
really, really important.
Their office is cyberspace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of email.
And that's real important to tell people out there that because you heard like the Wounded Warrior and all this other charities things. I mean, hell, how many 9/11 scam things were out there with us guys? I mean, it's unfortunate, but this is legit 150 million%. This is going to the cause, and none of the money is being spent on BS, and it's a great thing.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
There's a few questions in the chat real quick. Just wanna so Chad said, have you guys ever thought of a Heroes Initiative slab on the top where I don't know, I guess their logo or something?
Almost like a label, like
like a specialty label or something like
exactly.
that. I think Steve has touched on the specialty labels before.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take away from the books for that. That's
Well, if I was going to take away from the books, it would be for the Hero Initiative.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That where like the extra $5 or $10 gets it donated. It gets
Exactly.
donated. Yeah,
That sounds
that's
good.
Chad RCG. He made that suggestion. That's a pretty dope suggestion.
It
Because
really
the Heroes
is.
Initiative has a nice logo.
Yes, it
Yeah, it
does.
does.
Yeah.
The next question is for Sleepy Reader from Sleepy Reader 666. He says, on average, how many people ask for help each year? Like, you know, I'm assuming he means like out of the creators, do they ask for help, or you guys just know who needs help? But you know, like how the hell does that work?
Occasionally they ask for help, but really we swoop in to help when we know that they need it.
Okay, that's you being a hero, basically.
Exactly. Mhm.
We're all heroes.
Yeah. And you know what? Roman Curtis, he had a question, but Steve answered that already. His question was, how does the Hero Initiative delegate money as far as medical condition? That he said he's not a part of that. That delegates what, so he wouldn't know how they choose or how much they, you know.
Right, it's a limited amount of money, of course.
Yeah.
You can't just give, $100,000 to just one person, right? But we use our discretion, and the board votes on it, and it's actually based on the needs of each particular person.
Okay.
I mean, it's if you think about it, it's like it's a full circle because these are artists and writers that we love growing up and that we see in the comics, and they help us like with our childhood and us growing up, and now they older and stuff, and they need our help, and so like they help us, and now we're helping back to them. So it's like a complete circle, man. It's really
Right.
cool. You think about it.
Right.
Yeah, because back in the day, you know, the work wasn't the way it is now. You know, where
Oh no. Oh
you
no.
know,
I mean, you can just look at some of these artists and everything of what they did back in the day and how it was. I mean, do I even have to bring up on rights to certain characters? I mean, that's a whole nother other. That's a
Oh,
4-hour
yeah.
episode right there and there. We
Oh,
can go
yeah.
off on and you know, let's say it, they got the shaft on some of those deals because back in the day, no one ever thought that there would be 10 Marvel movies making
Mhm.
billions of dollars and all this other stuff. And DC with Superman when it came out, you didn't thought it would be the juggernaut that it is now too, or whatever.
well, we did. We
Well,
did.
well, we were
When I
kids.
was-
We were growing up.
When I was a
I mean,
kid, I
we
said,
thought
"Yo,
it was
they're
the
gonna make
greatest
this
thing
movie
ever."
in the future, and it's gonna blow up."
But they didn't. You know, that's what I'm saying. With stuff like this, it helps them and all that stuff, and it's like a pay it forward too, because like you said, when we were kids, we were buying all this stuff. Now we're not kids anymore. Well, we're big kids now, but
Yeah, we're big kids now.
we're always big kids. But
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and then it's just like, you know, hey, you know, I like that book that this person did, and he's having some trouble here. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Pay
guys,
it
we got
forward.
41 people in the chat. Real quick, I just want to remind everyone to please give. I never say this, but I've been watching everybody else's stream and everybody says it, and it seems to be working. So I'm going to say, please give this video a thumbs up. It does help. It gets it in the algorithm more. If you like what you hear, you know.
Mhm.
Also, if you're not subscribed, if you're in the chat and you're not subbed, just check it out. Make sure you guys are subbed. Hit that bell. That way you get the notifications of whenever we go live. And also, if you guys can see on the bottom there, real quick, we are sponsored by the geekyswagshop.com. You go to their website and use the discount code NY Warriors, you'll get 10% off. On our previous episode, there's a specialty link on that video there. If you use that link, that's our affiliate link to the Geeky Swag Shop. Every time you use it, it helps our channel grow. They send us things, and of course, once they send us things, I give it right away back to you guys. In the chat. And just a reminder also that tomorrow will be our NY Warriors last auction for the year. After that, you won't see another auction till sometime in January. So tomorrow night will be our last one at 10 p.m. Eastern. And Edwin, I'm going to show Edwin's again one more time real quick, guys. So you guys, in case anyone else has joined us since since we started, there goes, the Hero Initiative auction. Next one will be Sunday, December 22nd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central on Edwin's channel at Strictly Comics. And yours truly, myself, will be there. I don't know who else he has lined up to be there. I don't know if he's asked Manny or Marky or anyone else, but I know I will. And yeah, that's it. That's what we have going on, guys. Also, the heroinitiative.org. Go to the website for more information. You can read about all the wonderful stories of all the creators they've helped throughout the years. And also, if you want to ever set something up, that'll be the way to go. They have an email there that you can email Christina and them directly. And in case you ever want to set up anything, if you're going to be at a con and you have a booth and you need some goods, some stickers, some flyers, I'm pretty sure they'll send them to you. Spreading the word is what they want to do. So I wouldn't see why not. They wouldn't want to send you the stuff so you can give it away and spread the Hero Initiative work out. And Steve, I just anything else you want to say about the Hero Initiative before we change the topics?
Like I said before, I mean, even if you only have $1, just go to theheroinitiative.org and donate that $1. I mean, it's not about having a lot of money. It's about, everybody helping. I mean, think about it. If everybody in our hobby donated $1, we'd have a lot of money.
Yeah. Billions.
I want to thank you guys again for, especially, Edwin for doing this. And I want to thank you guys for having me on and for promoting the Hero Initiative and for promoting charity in general. We all need to help each other in this life. It's very important.
That's right.
Yeah. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Most agreed. Yes.
That's right, Steve. It's always a pleasure having you on. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
You're a regular. You're one of the NY Warriors, so you're good to go.
Oh, I'm proud of it.
Edwin, anything you want to say before we change the subject to the other topics that we had?
No, just thank you so much for allowing me to come on and come on with Steve. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed doing this. I do want to encourage people that when you see these creators and they have their little Hero Initiative donation bucket, bin, whatever the case may be, please just donate something, because you pretty much know now, if you haven't known already, what the Hero Initiative is and what your donation is actually going to.
Yeah, don't be cheap neither. Because we know you at that con spending that money.
Right.
All right. So you guys are more welcome to stay on if you guys want. We were just going to shift the topic. So we were going to talk about some of the shows that have been airing. Crisis on Infinite Earths with the miniseries that's been going on. Also, Titans on DC Universe that has ended, and it's been a few weeks since it's ended, and we didn't get a chance to discuss the season finale of it because you didn't want to spoil it. But it's been almost 3 weeks now.
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
So we can spoil the hell out of it because to me it was a badass episode, and I was doubting the series in the middle.
Yes, you were. I know. I was arguing. It's like, no, just let it go, man. No, man, no, it's going downhill. No, and I'm like, just stop.
Yeah. So it started off good, and it started off with it started off right away with a bang with Deathstroke, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts, because I already know what I think about it.
Hey, before you guys get into that, I gotta get going. I have to get up early, grade lots of books tomorrow.
There you
go.
All right.
So,
yeah.
Thanks again, guys.
Sure you give me
You guys
Thanks,
rock.
Steve.
All right.
Thanks, Steve.
Have a great night and happy
right.
holidays. Happy New Year.
Merry
you
Christmas.
too, man.
Merry
You
Christmas.
too,
Happy
Steve.
New Year to you, Steve.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'm
Bye-bye.
probably going to bounce up too, because I haven't seen none of the Crisis yet.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right.
You need
I
to
will not be up to
bounce off
speed.
and go watch it. Go watch it.
Yeah, and I still got a Christmas tree I'm looking at that's naked that I actually need to.
Oh no, you gotta get some water. You're running out of time. You better get
It
some
ain't got no
water.
lights or nothing, so I gotta get busy. Right?
Yeah, right.
All right, Big
hurry
E's,
up.
Manny, Marky, Jeff Johnson. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, we'll
No
talk.
problem,
Edwin.
man.
All right, Edwin. Thank you.
All right, bye bye.
We'll talk to you.
All right, later.
Oh, all
Stay
right.
strong.
right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
guys, that was cool, man. It's always cool to have Steve on, man.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
it's not like he's a special guest anymore. It feels like he's just a regular.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of us, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's cool. So listen, I figure we'll start off with Titans first.
Yeah, we'll start with Titans.
Manny, you got to see it.
Titans. You know what? I'm out.
You're not gonna say? Okay.
Yo,
Nah,
How about Watchmen? Did you
it
see
doesn't matter if
Watchmen?
it's spoiled. You're not gonna watch it
I
for
don't
months
care.
from now.
You guys spoiled it last year for me.
Yeah,
so
you
I
don't
still
care.
watch
You're gonna still watch it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
I did watch
old already.
I did watch Crisis. You know what happened to me on Crisis? I paused it because I didn't have it recorded,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
and freaking I was at the end, like they were already,
Oh, but it's
Right.
on demand
No.
though.
and then it freaking it turned off because when you have it on your on when you
Pause
go
for
on
too
demand,
long. Yeah.
yeah, it turns off and it resets it. It starts it from the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
all right.
like,
It's on
dang.
demand though. It's on demand. You can watch it on
Yeah.
demand.
Yeah.
Nah, you can't fast forward it.
No,
On
you have
Nah,
to.
CW.
you have to. Unfortunately, that's how they get you. You have to watch.
You gotta
the whole
watch
thing
that when
over
like
again.
Mason's asleep at night.
You
one
know
day.
what it is? If you got the CW app, you can fast forward, but
Oh.
before it lets you watch it, you got to watch like maybe 3 or 4 commercials.
Right.
Oh no, I'm good. It's
Yeah,
okay.
but you
It
know
was
what?
at the
It's
end
worth
already. They
it.
already like did what they had to do, and then they were talking. The end when they talk
Hmm.
with the last
Oh, yeah.
episode, the Flash,
Yes.
and they were talking. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
It's all
Yeah,
right.
but
It's all
I need to switch this. To
Okay.
my,
All right. So
my
when you're
iPad.
switching, we'll talk Titans.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah,
you come
just
back,
talk.
then we'll talk
Please.
Crisis. How about that?
Yeah, but we
it's
also
gonna
got to
take me
talk
a
about
minute. Just
Watchmen
keep
too.
talking. Don't worry about it. I'll talk
Okay.
to you in a few seconds. I'm just gotta switch over.
Chad said we can start cussing now.
I curse every fucking time. Fuck that.
I didn't even say this in the beginning, but this is. I'm gonna just throw it in there. Copa rules. This is for 18 years
please.
over, guys. Explicit. Parental discretion is advised. Explicit language.
Yeah, you know what? I made a video. I didn't even
Yeah.
post
Sound like
it.
we're about to do an Eminem song.
What the hell you? Oh,
We're just gonna contain it to maybe a few f bombs. Everything else, we're gonna try to cut it.
I'm actually well behaved tonight.
yeah,
I must say.
F bombs
Oh.
flipping here and there is fine. Everything else, we gotta.
You want F bombs? Watch the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God! All right. Well, we'll talk.
So
Another maybe.
Titans ended right. Titans ended. It started off right away with Deathstroke right away, and so far, to me, he's not the best version of Deathstroke I've seen on TV.
It's not, but he was damn good.
Actor, I love the actor.
Mm-hmm.
I love the actor that played him, but to me, the guy who played it on Arrow still is
Bennett, yeah.
But you know what? You can't fully judge him because we could spoil it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right. You can't fully say he's not the best Deathstroke. I thought he was pretty good. Even the fact that he was possessed by Jericho, I thought that was cool.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he's not good. He's a good Deathstroke.
But he's not the best.
But he's not I hate not knowing the guy's name from Arrow.
Bennett.
To me, he played a better Deathstroke.
Yeah. I mean, okay, kid, all that stuff, it's
yeah,
he did it real good
too. He's a better fighter.
Right.
Well, he was in I don't know if you guys know, but he was in the guy who did Deathstroke on Arrow. He was on a show called Spartacus.
Yeah, he's Crexus Spartacus.
Yeah.
To me, he was a better fighter, and his voice was deeper. It was a better, this Deathstroke was more, collective, clean cut, like more suited, like more business,
Right. But as the overall
portrayals,
right, as the overall story arc this year, like you said, it started out real good, and then I know that episode that you were talking about, like, what the hell happened? But it was a build-up, and I mean, we can just go right to the end of it. That they had the fight and everything like that, and then boy,
he's not dead.
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
But someone did die, and I didn't see that coming. So
and to be honest, I think if I have a gripe on it, so a lightning bolt hit the rod, and that's what killed her.
I don't think she's dead either.
She's in Amazon. She has super strength.
Yeah,
and it takes a lightning bolt to kill her.
I think they're going to bring her back because how they ended her, bringing her body back to Themyscira, and
then Raven said, "I'm going with her."
I think they're going to somehow bring her back because she was really good. Adana Troy, and you know, and the whole cast was good. Even the when Aqualad, right?
Yeah,
Aqualad,
Yeah.
Patrick
that
Wilson.
was
Did
really
you see
good.
the thing fall? And
Yeah.
Zab Donna, what the hell was everyone else doing? Just standing around?
Hmm.
Garbage.
I know.
Yeah,
Only
there's a lot of filming flaws in the show. Yeah,
Mhm.
and you could definitely catch them, and some things just don't add up. Like Aqualad just getting shot by a bullet. This guy
Yeah, I
can throw
know.
water.
It's
He's an
just,
Atlantean, and
I know.
a regular bullet penetrates him. Like
But
it
I
you
know.
know
doesn't make
But you
what?
sense.
know what?
I
As for the story on how, you know, why this version of you know, why they disbanded and why they kind of got gripes with each other, they explained it all that. And I gotta mention this. I mean, how the hell did we like Batman in this? I thought he was cool.
The Bruce
He was
Wayne
an
character
older
I
Batman.
thought was good, but I think he was too old
Well,
because Robin looked kind of young still. You know, Nightwing. Grayson
30s,
still looked kind of
late
young.
30s, mid 30s, Robin. So I'll, you know, what do you want Batman to be?
That's
Still
a mid 30s.
That, but you
Robin.
know
I
what?
don't
The
think so.
thing is, he was a decent Bruce Wayne. I can't see him as Batman. He was a decent Bruce Wayne, but not as Batman. The
Right.
fight scenes that him and Grayson had, that was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cool. But
Batman did the psychological shit. He did the
yeah.
psychological stuff on it, and you know, just mind fucked you here and there.
Yeah, and I don't like Dove character. I don't like Hawk and Dove.
You know, like
Oh, I love Hawk and Dove. I
No.
like them. Those was pretty good.
you
But-
only I this is what he was complaining about.
I think
He
those
didn't like
characters
when
are
they
so
were bickering
stupid.
back and forth with each other with their relationship and all that. You know, but you know, it is what it
And you know what? I don't care what all the naysayers said. I love Starfire. I love this actor
Starfire was
playing
great.
Starfire.
You
You
know,
know, Starfire grew on me.
mm-hmm.
Starfire grew on me.
She's way better than
yeah.
Hawk and Dove, though.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I will give you that. Yes, I will give you that.
So her storyline, her story arc seems going to be the focus of season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool. And
And I
you know,
like how they brought in Connor Kent. I liked how
Oh
that
yeah,
went.
I like him too.
In Crypto.
And Crypto. Yep.
yeah, those parts were pretty cool. You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
he's
my-
So
even
they
got the
killed Donna
look.
Troy. They killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, the with what we were saying, Manny, the way they left it off, you know they're gonna somehow bring her back. You know,
Yeah,
because
because
Oh,
they
that was the
took her
season
back to
finale?
their
yeah.
yeah, they took her back to Themyscira, and then Raven like, she's not dead. I'm going back to get her.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
try
Raven
to
left.
basically get her soul to come back or whatever.
Exactly.
So they'll figure out a way. They just wanted to leave it with a cliffhanger note
But
on
you
it.
know what? Even though I think the show is pretty good, my only gripe with it is Beast Boy. He only changed it to a tiger.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, let him change it to a different animal or something.
Yeah. So real quick, I just want to address
Maybe
that
they
real
ain't got the
quick
budget for the CGI for that.
to Joe Crochet. You know what? I tracked it while we've been on live here. I tracked the package. I sent it to the post office on Thursday of last week. I know that was a little late because you bought it from the previous week, but just guys, bear with me. I'm usually really quick with my packaging, but I've been having back issues lately. And then this weekend I had a big cold. I was sick, so I've been slow getting things out for the last couple of weeks. But everybody that bought from me, everything is out. The last package I have left was Chad RCG. I have your box ready to go. It's packed up, and it'll be at the post office tomorrow. Today I stayed home because I couldn't move my back. It was stiff. I was trying to go to work, but by 10 o'clock I realized that I wasn't going to be able to make
It's
it.
all your guys' fault for buying those Biggie boxes, man. Those
I
Biggie
wasn't going to
boxes.
be
Nah,
a work all day in
It's
pain.
Jeff's fault.
So
Yeah, it's my fault because those Biggie boxes are so heavy and big.
yeah,
Them up.
but I had already boxed up, ready to go, labeled and everything. So that will go out. Yours is the last one. Everyone else, everything went out already. So also, just to let you guys know, it's the holidays. I've been getting packages here late like crazy. I'm getting stuff that's marked delivered, it's not delivered, and then it'll show up a day later. I bought some Transformers from Barbarian Kung Fu. They said it was delivered here on December 4th. I never got the package, so I got G1 classic Transformers there that you could probably never find again, or find them at expensive prices or whatever. And also they're insured and they won't even answer him. So what's the point of insuring them if they mark them delivered? You're screwed because they don't want to give you the insurance claim on it. So.
Man, he's crunching away.
Seriously, man.
What you got there? Why aren't you sharing?
That's what's been going on.
Maple Leaf Land.
But Joe, I just tracked it, and they still have it marked as like if they didn't receive it. I don't know.
Well, the post office always tell you during the holidays, shipping is crazy. So you just got to bear with it.
Yeah, but they shouldn't, like what E said, they shouldn't say, hey, it was delivered and I got nothing. And then it shows up 3 days later. It's happened to me before too.
Yeah.
Packages, it has that when I made the label, but it says still awaiting package, which is a lie. Cause I sent it out Thursday of last week and today's Monday already. So they should have marked it received or something,
Yeah.
All right, so what's next on the list? Are we talking about the Crisis?
Want to talk about Crisis a little bit?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about Crisis on Infinite.
All right.
Especially most of us. Marky's a big DC guy, so
Kingdom Come Superman. Come on, man.
Yes,
that was fucking great.
That was dope.
What I like about that is that Kingdom Come Superman is supposed to be Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah.
In the in the show, because when they went to his Earth. It's that Brendan, it's Brendan Roth after. So supposedly in his version, everyone dies after a while.
Right. There's something with the Joker. He ran into the
Joker
Daily Planet.
You saw the guy who was sitting down on the bench. He was in the Superman movies.
Mm-hmm.
With Christopher.
Yeah.
When he was younger, now he's all older. But
right. That was the Batman movie you were thinking of. That was the Batman. He was sitting on the bench. Yeah, it was the Batman.
89. That was Batman 89. You talking
Batman
about?
89. I love how they gave.
That was Knox.
Yeah, it does. I love how they gave the Earths, the years of when certain movies came out, like Batman, like Earth 89, and then
Earth 66.
666 Earth. That was great when Lucifer showed up. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That was dope. I never
with,
watched
You know what? I gotta give them props. They gave credit to everybody, even Birds of Prey.
Even Birds of Prey.
203.
203. That's because that show was in 2003. If you guys don't know, the villain of that show was Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the big thing that I was happy about to see the Smallville universe, and we got to see Tom Welling one more time. Even though it was very short, and I was like, because Tom Welling said he was done. And I said, boy, oh boy, they had to come up with some idea for him to come back and play it. And they did. They ended his story. They gave him the send off what they wanted and all that. So if anybody didn't see it, cover your ears. His send off is he gave up his powers to have a family with Lois. So he's no longer a Superman anymore. So there you go. That's his ending.
But he was still able to knock the shit out of Lex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you saw you saw when they came on, they had like the Smallville vibe, like from the show.
Yeah.
Like they really had that vibe. That
The
shit
still
took me
farm.
back. I was like, damn.
I know. It felt right?
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. Now that there was a thing that they were trying to get Michael Rosenbaum to come back to play Lex Luthor, but just like how they approached it to Welling, he didn't quite understand what they wanted to do, and he had a serious thing going on with a family relative. So it was just bad timing and all that. But he probably would have done John Cryer's Lex Luthor bit or something like that. Instead of that Lex showing up, it would have been him or something to that effect.
Yeah, they had the 2.5 Men Lex.
Yeah. But he does a good Lex Luthor. I didn't think he would, but he's got the evilness in it, and he's got the arrogance and everything.
And
like
you know what? I don't watch Supergirl, but I'll watch if he's going to be Lex. I have to go back and watch
the episodes with him with Lex in it were very good. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah, he was throughout this whole season and
yes,
partial of last season too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
And Lana Luthor finds out that what's her name, Kara is Supergirl, right?
Yeah,
right.
That was like in the middle, a couple episodes.
I haven't watched it. any of the seasons.
Well, what happened at the? Oh, I'll tell you. At the end of Supergirl's last season, they defeated Lex Luthor, and they thought he died. But before he was dying, her sister was killed him, and before he was spitting his last breath, he just said, "Oh, by the way, all your friends and everything, and your best friend's lying, and she's Supergirl and whatever." And then he dies, and she just feels all betrayed. So, kind of roles shift. She becomes the new adversary to Supergirl.
Yeah, and before he dies, though, when she leaves the room, the monitor comes.
The monitor comes back and said, "You have a higher purpose," and that shit again. And I'm like, ah,
yeah,
yeah,
it takes him. But it's Crisis has been good. It's a little cheesy.
It's going to be, but it's not a big budget.
Cheese. It's good cheese.
It's what I like how they're trying to incorporate and oh my God, let's talk about the Flash scene. They reversed it. They used the Flash from the TV show
Flash
to disappear.
From Earth 90.
And then they had that one scene from the 90s Flash show that just like, oh man.
Yes. And that was a nice send-off.
That was a nice send-off for his character too.
He's not going to be on the show no more, on the Flash show.
He'll probably be in flashbacks and stuff like that. Remember, he can play
Jay Garrick though.
Yeah, but he can play Jay Garrick. He can play a different version of the Flash or something. He'll show up here and there.
Yeah.
Even
Titans made up appearance. That's right.
In the beginning, they just gave you a quick what Earth the Titans was, but that's it. But who knows?
All Earth destroyed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis J. Nucky said, "I love the shows. It's just too bad the budget is $10."
But you know what?
For what they're showing and what they're giving, it's not. For TV, it's not that bad.
Yeah, for local regular.
You know
TV.
what? My only gripe about it, you don't know where Earth Black Lightning is from. They never mentioned.
They never really gave you that one.
Yeah, his Earth is
cool for him coming in. But
Black Lightning's been a good show, man.
Yes. It has been.
Yeah.
Oh, and my favorite part.
Evil?
Huh? No, that was a different version of hers. That was like a version.
She had her own little crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool, man. And I know every black guy who watched the show noticed it. When Black Lightning and Diggle, when they were together, they just looked at each other like, that's it. They didn't say anything. They just looked at each other, gave the nod.
Yeah.
The elephant. Well, it's not really an elephant room. I mean, Green Arrow, he perished.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that's a little soon. I thought maybe it would be towards the last episode.
They made him. But his body's still there, like he's alive.
His body, but his soul. They tried to get his soul. That's why they got Constantine.
Because they went to Lucifer.
They went to Lucifer and all that. So they went in purgatory to get his soul. And his soul didn't want to come back. So now you're like, well, okay, now a crazy Green Arrow is alive.
Because the Spectre came, the guy.
The Spectre. I was just going to say that. That was awesome. That was the one thing I got mad about the Constantine show, because I really, really enjoyed that show. Unfortunately, had a network who didn't know how to portray it or how to market it or do anything right. And they were about to do something with the Spectre for probably next season. And I was so pissed, because I really enjoyed the Spectre character, and I'm glad that they brought that in. So are they going to do like what Hal Jordan did, join with the Spectre? Are they going to do Green Arrow join with the Spectre? And
he's going to be the Spectre.
That's what it is. He's the Spectre now. Mm-hmm. So he can jump between all the shows.
Exactly.
So he could jump, they could have a moment where
so you don't have to have a Green Arrow show. He might show up here and there. And
but his brother's going to be the new Green Arrow.
Yeah.
And they're going to have, I think, is Green Arrow and the Canaries or something like that.
Canaries, yeah. So his daughter's going to have a show, the Green Arrow and the Canaries. That's set for next year. He's the Spectre, so he'll be popping in now. He'll be popping in there,
of course,
probably guiding her. If you guys don't know, whoever doesn't know in the chat, the Spectre is the powers of God, basically.
The wrath of God. He's the wrath of God.
And he judges you. And he judges you.
So that's what the Spectre is. And they explained also how, even though there's a multiverse, there's different verse, there's only one Lucifer and there's only one God. Every Earth doesn't have its own Lucifer and its own.
Right. There's only one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and there's only one Spectre for all the whole multiverse also. And in Crisis, the Spectre is the one who's fighting the Anti-Monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so
Right.
So this ain't
So
no.
we got 2 more episodes left, and I don't know how, because the way they ended it, all the Earths are gone.
Yeah.
They're all annihilated. They're all gone, and they were going after the Wave Rider ship was right there, going right into the anti-beam, and then boom! All of a sudden, all the major players, I forgot what they called,
Paragons, the 7
Paragons,
Paragons.
the major Paragons showed up in.
They're in that negative space.
In negative space, in the middle of nowhere, so the negative anti-monitor can't get them.
Yeah, they had the vanishing point. That's what it's called. The vanishing point.
Thank you. And so what do we have? We have Supergirl, we have Flash, we had Kingdom Come Superman, we had
the
a
Witcher comes on
scientist
next week.
Right.
Yeah, the Witcher.
We had a scientist and Harbinger.
No, not Harbinger. It was Batgirl.
Harbinger's from
Batgirl. That's what I'm forgetting. Batgirl. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I thought the Batgirl and the Supergirl scenes were very good together too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they should do like a world finest. Just
you know they're setting up for a world.
Oh
finest.
yeah,
you know they are.
Yeah. Also, the new show too that Patrick Wall was mentioning it also, but I saw the trailer for it. Stargirl is a new show on the WB.
No, it's going to be on the. It's going to be on the channel,
DC,
the streaming network,
DC Universe and CW. It's going to be on both.
It's going to do both. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
I saw the trailer; looked pretty decent.
Yeah, we'll see where these go and all that. I just wish, I really wish they would bring the Swamp Thing show back. That was really, really good. That's something that somebody didn't do their homework and didn't get the budgeting right, and they're just like, oh well, forget it. I wanted to get a show that really did good,
You know, it would have been nice to put that in Crisis.
No, it was good, Manny. It's really good.
Yeah, I know. I watched it.
Yeah, for what I was hoping to be, it went beyond that to me. It was a really good story and everything, and I just wanted to see more of that, But it is what it is. Yeah, it's a miracle we even got a Swamp Thing show again. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
All right, guys. So I think we're gonna call it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Night, man. I got books to show you.
Yeah.
Oh, we showing books now?
We don't got another hour to show all those books, man. He's showing them tomorrow. Make a post.
All right, guys. So
I gotta post this video I made. I didn't even post it.
Join us tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here, Homeland Warriors. Hopefully, we don't have internet issues tomorrow. It'll be our last auction of the year, guys. So, the only special guest I have lined up is Needmo Comics, because I think we're all gonna be on. Jeff, you're gonna be on.
I'll probably be on.
Yeah, I'll be on.
Mark, you'll be on. Manny, you're gonna be on.
Yes, I got plenty of books.
Yeah, and I think Mike will be on also, so it'll be all of us. So we'll be a full house with all of us. So I only had room for one person, and Needmo's been asking for the longest, so I haven't had him on in a while. So we'll rotate him on. He always comes through with some nice stuff, and that's it, guys. Anything you want to say real quick before we end it?
Tune in tomorrow night. We're gonna have some fun and laughs and sell some books.
Yeah. All right, cool, guys. Until tomorrow night. Peace.
Later, Gators.
He's a booty.
So is your mother.